All right, so it looks like someone's thinking about getting into woodworking
Mm.
with Ted's Woodworking.
Yeah.
We got that sales page you sent over.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
long one.
It's pretty extensive.
So we're going to break it down for you
Absolutely.
and see if this is the real deal or not.
Yeah, it's interesting how they start the whole thing off with Ted McGrath's story.
Oh, yeah?
Presenting him as someone who's been there.
Like he's one of us.
Yeah, like he's been in your shoes as a fellow woodworker.
Right.
And it's a pretty common tactic, but it can be effective
Yeah.
in, establishing trust.
Right.
I mean, who better to understand your struggles than someone who's been there themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
If they've, felt the pain that you're feeling,
Yeah, exactly.
then maybe they've got the solution.
Right.
And they lay out all the problems that people have
Yeah.
with other woodworking plans.
Yeah, they jump right into it.
Oh, yeah.
They really like to highlight those frustrations. Yeah.
That you might have encountered.
Yeah, like vague instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
Assuming you have some kind of expertise already.
Assuming you have a PhD in carpentry
Right.
to decipher these things.
Or you need to have, $5,000 tools
Yeah.
in order to complete the projects.
Yeah. Requiring tools that cost a fortune.
So what's their solution?
Well, their solution is Ted's Woodworking.
Okay.
This massive database
16,000 plans.
of over 16,000 plans.
Wow.
Everything from simple birdhouses to elaborate furniture.
I'm picturing a giant warehouse full of plans.
Absolutely. A massive collection.
Floor-to-ceiling plans.
It's definitely attention-grabbing.
Yeah.
But you know what I find really fascinating is how they break down the features of their plans.
Okay.
Really focusing on clarity
Yeah.
and ease of use.
Okay.
So, for example, they have step-by-step instructions.
Right.
They actually say that these instructions are so clear, your project builds itself.
Oh, wow.
Almost like a woodworking magic trick.
That's a bold statement. It is a bold statement.
I also like that they have detailed cutting and materials lists.
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, we're running back and forth to the lumber yard.
That can be a huge time saver.
Yeah?
Especially if you've ever had to, second guess your measurements or make multiple trips.
Yeah.
It can really streamline the whole process.
Yeah, and make it less intimidating, I think, especially for beginners.
Oh, absolutely, especially for beginners.
And they also highlight the detailed schematics.
Yes.
And multiple views,
Multiple views from all angles.
which I could see being really helpful.
Think about trying to build something with a complex joint, like a
Yeah.
dovetail joint.
Oh, yeah?
With Ted's Woodworking, you'd have diagrams from every single angle,
Okay.
making it way easier to understand how everything fits together.
Yeah.
Now, they also talk about free monthly plans for life,
Yeah.
which is really interesting.
It is.
It's like a woodworking subscription box
Yeah.
that keeps on giving. Do you think they're constantly updating the collection
That's what I was wondering.
with brand new designs?
Yeah.
Or is it more about giving you access to their entire back catalog?
Right.
It's probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
They probably have like a core set of plans, and then they add new designs periodically
Okay.
to keep things fresh and exciting.
Okay.
It's a smart strategy.
Keeps people engaged.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps people coming back for more.
I mean, this is appealing to like the learner
Yeah.
mindset,
The always wanting to learn more,
Right.
seeking out new projects.
So what kinds of projects are we talking about here?
Well, they've got a ton of different categories,
Okay.
but it seems like they're aiming for variety.
Okay.
Appealing to a wide range of interests. So they've got things like practical items,
Right.
shelves, bookcases.
Stuff you could actually use around the house.
Yeah, exactly. Things you could use to build your skills.
Right.
And add functional pieces to your home.
Yeah.
But then they also have more ambitious projects.
Okay.
Outdoor furniture.
Okay.
Even a children's playhouse.
Oh,
Imagine building a custom playhouse for your kids.
yeah.
That's a project.
That's a statement piece.
That would create some amazing memories.
Yeah. No kidding.
They even have plans for a windmill.
A windmill.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really speaks to the breadth of their collection.
Yeah.
They're not just focusing on basic woodworking.
Right.
It's functional and
A
decorative.
range of styles.
Yeah, spanning a range of styles and skill levels.
All right.
And of course, no sales page would be complete without social proof.
That's true.
And Ted's Woodworking does not disappoint.
They've got the glowing customer reviews
Oh, yeah.
and pictures of finished projects
Absolutely.
all over the place.
They're trying to create that. If they can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Feeling social proof is powerful,
It is.
especially for something like woodworking.
Yeah.
When you see real people who have successfully used these plans right? And created these beautiful projects.
It adds credibility.
It adds credibility and it inspires confidence. And those photos of the finished projects, they're like little windows into the possibilities, showcasing the quality and the craftsmanship
that you can achieve with Ted's Woodworking.
With a little bit of effort.
Okay, so they've got the main attraction, the plans. But they're also offering some bonus materials.
Yeah, they sweeten the deal.
To sweeten the deal.
Absolutely.
So let's dive into those.
Let's do it.
So they offer 4 bonus items.
4 bonus items.
And each one seems designed to enhance the value of the whole package.
The first one is a DWG CAD plan viewer.
Okay.
Which, for those who aren't familiar with CAD, is software that allows you to view, edit, and even create your own designs.
So for someone who might want to tweak a plan to fit their own needs.
Customize it a bit.
Yeah, or even design their own projects from scratch.
Yeah.
This could be pretty valuable.
Yeah, it could be a valuable tool.
It's like taking the training wheels off.
Yeah.
And going to the world of custom woodworking.
Exactly. It empowers you to go beyond simply following instructions.
Right.
And you can start expressing your own creative vision.
Okay.
And then for those who are more visual learners, they're throwing in 150 premium woodworking videos.
Oh, wow.
I can see how those would be incredibly helpful.
Especially for techniques that are hard to understand.
Yes.
Just from written instructions.
It's like having a virtual woodworking mentor.
Yeah.
Right there guiding you through the process.
Okay.
Showing you the ropes.
And they're hosted by experienced woodworkers.
That's right.
So it's not just some rando off the street.
Yeah, it's not just some random person.
Showing you how to, hammer a nail.
Yeah, exactly. It's somebody who's dedicated their life to the craft.
Okay.
And they mentioned that they add new videos regularly.
Oh, wow.
So that's a bonus.
So it keeps growing.
That keeps growing over time.
Yeah. And then they also include a guide.
Okay.
Called How to Start a Woodworking Business.
Now, this is interesting.
This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Because they're really tapping into entrepreneurial spirit.
Right.
That I think a lot of woodworkers have.
Yeah.
They're not only saying, hey, you can create beautiful things with these plans.
Right.
But you can turn your passion into a business.
Oh, wow.
A profitable business.
Turn a hobby into a career.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the last bonus is the complete woodworking guides.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a comprehensive overview.
Yeah, almost like a textbook for the craft.
Yeah, like a woodworking encyclopedia.
It's designed to provide a solid foundation.
Yeah.
For beginners.
Yeah.
And for those who are just looking to expand their skills.
So it's like your go-to reference.
Yeah. Think of it as your go-to reference guide.
For anything woodworking.
For all things woodworking.
Okay.
All right. So we've got this mountain of plans.
Yeah.
We got some slick software.
A business guide and a woodworking encyclopedia.
It's an impressive package.
Yes, a pretty impressive package.
But let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
How much does it cost?
Well,
I know there's some kind of discount.
Yeah. So they start out by talking about the original price.
Right.
Which is way higher than what they're offering now.
Yeah, they're really pushing the limited time offer.
Yeah, they really emphasize the limited time nature of the discount.
Like, you better get in on this now or else.
Yeah, you're going to miss out on this incredible bargain.
Right.
And then they say that the discount price is $67.
$67.
Oh, yeah.
$67 for all that.
Which, considering the sheer volume of content, seems almost too good to be true.
It does.
But then they also mention a 60-day money-back guarantee.
Oh, okay.
So that helps reduce the risk.
Yeah, like take it for a spin.
Yeah, take it for a test drive.
If you don't like it.
If you're not happy, you can return it.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
That does take the pressure off.
Yeah, it does provide a safety net.
And they do have an FAQ section.
Yeah, they do have an FAQ.
Where they address some common concerns.
Yeah.
Like, do you need a giant workshop to get started?
That's a common question.
It is.
Yeah.
How do you find affordable tools and materials?
Right.
And they say that there's a bunch of beginner-friendly plans.
Yeah, they emphasize that.
So it sounds like they're trying to remove any barriers to entry.
They're trying to make TedsWoodworking seem accessible to everybody.
You don't need a fancy workshop.
Yeah.
You don't need a truckload of tools.
Yeah, you can start small.
Okay.
And gradually build your skills and your tool collection over time.
Yeah.
They even offer tips on how to save money.
Really?
On materials.
Okay.
Which is a big concern for a lot of woodworkers.
Yeah.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
In this first part of our deep dive.
We've gone through the story.
The story.
The plans.
The features.
The bonus.
The bonuses.
The pricing.
And the FAQ.
Yeah, the FAQ.
It's a lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in.
But now we have to figure out if this is right for you.
Exactly.
The aspiring woodworker.
We've laid out the pieces.
Right.
Now it's time to put the puzzle together.
And see if it fits.
And figure out if it's the right fit for you.
On your woodworking journey.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about that massive library of plans.
16,000 plans.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's pretty mind-boggling.
It really is.
It kind of makes me think of those all-you-can-eat buffets.
Oh, yeah.
Where sometimes having too many choices can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, you just kind of shut down.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
And it makes me wonder about the quality.
Right.
Can one collection really cater to everybody?
That's a good question.
From someone who's never picked up a saw to someone who's been doing this for 40 years.
It's likely that the complexity and the detail of the plans vary quite a bit within that collection.
Okay. It would be helpful if they gave us more info about like the skill level breakdown.
Yeah.
Like what percentage are for beginners? What percentage are for intermediate woodworkers?
Right, because you're right, it's a huge collection.
Yeah.
But is there something in there for me?
Exactly.
Speaking of skill level, let's talk about the bonuses again.
Okay.
That DWG CAD plan viewer sounds cool.
It does.
But is it really for everyone? I've messed around with CAD software before.
Yeah.
And it can be a steep learning curve.
It can be.
For sure.
But remember, they did say that this viewer is award-winning.
Oh, that's right.
So that suggests that it is designed to be user-friendly.
Right.
Still, it would be nice if they offered some introductory tutorials or resources to help those who are new to CAD get up to speed.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're going to include it as a bonus, you want people to be able to use it.
Exactly. You want to make that bonus as valuable as possible to a wider range of users. Now, the 150 premium woodworking videos?
Yeah, those sound great.
Those sound amazing.
I'm a visual learner.
Me too.
I like to see it done before I try it.
Yeah, it definitely adds a level of clarity.
Yeah.
Especially for those more complex techniques.
Okay.
Imagine you're building a piece of furniture with some really intricate joinery.
Yeah.
And you can watch a skilled woodworker demonstrate those techniques, explain the nuances, offer tips.
It's like a masterclass.
Yeah, it's like having a virtual masterclass right at your fingertips.
Okay.
And again, those are hosted by experienced woodworkers.
So you know it's legit.
You know you're getting good information.
Okay.
And they add new videos regularly.
Oh, wow. So the bonus keeps growing.
The bonus keeps growing over time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the How to Start a Woodworking Business Guide.
Okay.
What kind of info do you think they cover in that?
I mean, is it just a basic overview? Or do they really get into the details?
Yeah, like the nitty-gritty details of running a successful business.
But how do you price your stuff?
Yeah, pricing.
How do you market your work?
Marketing.
Setting up an online shop.
Yeah.
Maybe even legal stuff.
Yeah. The legal side of things is important.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all critical elements
of
running a successful business.
Yeah.
And having some guidance in those areas
could make or break you.
Could really be a game changer for somebody just starting out. And then we've got the complete woodworking guides.
Which is like having a whole woodworking encyclopedia.
Yeah, it's like having a woodworking encyclopedia at your disposal.
So if you're working on a project and you come across a technique you're not familiar with, boom, you just pull out the guides.
You pull out your trusty guide.
Find this section.
And you've got a detailed explanation with illustrations.
Well, it's kind of like having a mentor.
Yeah, like having a woodworking mentor right there by your side.
Yeah.
Guiding you through the process.
Speaking of mentors and guidance,
Yeah.
those customer testimonials and project photos.
It's important to remember that those are curated.
Right, they're picking the best.
Yeah, they're choosing those testimonials to show the product in a positive light.
Right, they're not going to pick the negative ones.
It's like reading restaurant reviews.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You take those 5-star reviews?
You take those glowing 5-star reviews with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Look for patterns in the feedback, both positive and negative.
So don't just rely on the testimonials.
Yeah.
Do your own research.
Do a little digging.
Yeah.
Because what works for one person might not work for another.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk numbers.
Okay.
$67.
$67. Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, especially with all the bonuses.
With all the bonuses.
Yeah.
But is it really a good value?
Well, the price is just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
You also need to consider the quality of...
And the relevance of the plans.
Right.
Are they well designed?
Are they easy to follow?
Do they align with your woodworking goals?
Yeah, what are you trying to build?
And what about the long-term value?
Right.
Because with the monthly plan updates, you're essentially getting access to a constantly growing library of woodworking projects.
Yeah.
It's like comparing a one-time purchase to a subscription service.
Yeah.
With TedsWoodworking, you're not just paying for a static set of plans.
Okay.
You're investing in this ongoing resource.
That could keep you busy for a while.
That could keep you inspired.
Yeah.
And challenged for years to come.
And then there's that 60-day money-back guarantee.
That's right.
Which gives you a little peace of mind.
Yeah, it takes some of the pressure off.
You can test it out.
You can explore the plans.
Yeah.
You can try out some projects.
Yeah.
And if you're not satisfied, you can get a full refund.
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul.
So I want to go back to the FAQ section for a minute.
Okay.
They do address some common concerns.
Yeah.
But are they being completely transparent?
What are some of the questions that they might not be addressing directly?
Well, they talk about not needing a massive workshop.
Right.
But what about the quality of tools?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Could you really tackle any of these projects?
With just a basic set of hand tools?
Yeah.
Or would you need to invest in more specialized equipment?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
And they talk about beginner-friendly plans.
Right.
But do they provide enough guidance and support?
For someone who's starting from scratch.
Yeah, for a true beginner.
Yeah.
Like, what about choosing the right lumber?
Yeah.
Understanding wood grain.
Yeah.
Mastering basic joinery techniques.
Right.
Those are all essential aspects of woodworking.
Yeah.
That go beyond just following a plan.
Right.
It would be helpful if they offered some additional resources.
Yeah, like some basic tutorials.
Yeah, some basic tutorials.
Or maybe even like a glossary of terms.
Yeah, glossary would be helpful.
Yeah.
And while they highlight the positive aspects of their plans,
right.
What about the potential downsides?
What are some of the limitations that might come with using such a massive database?
Well, one potential challenge is just finding the right plan for your specific needs.
Yeah, with 16,000 plans.
With 16,000 plans to choose from.
It could get overwhelming.
Yeah, it could feel overwhelming.
Like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, like searching for a needle in a haystack.
And even if you find a plan you like,
right,
it might not be right for your skill level.
Yeah.
Or the tools that you have.
It's like having access to this giant library.
Okay.
You might get lost among the shelves.
Right.
And even when you find a book that looks interesting,
right,
it might not be the page turner you were hoping for.
You know what it also makes me think of is like analysis paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
You've got so many choices.
So many options.
You end up doing nothing.
You just freeze up.
And that brings up another potential challenge.
What's that?
Information overload.
Ah, yes.
I mean, it's great to have all these choices.
Yeah.
But it can also be a bit much.
It can be a bit overwhelming.
So how do you avoid getting lost in the woods,
right,
so to speak?
Well, I think the first step is to clarify your goals.
What are you hoping to get out of woodworking?
Are you looking to furnish your entire home?
Yeah. Do you want to make furniture for every room?
Do you want to specialize in a certain style?
Yeah.
Are you making gifts for people?
Yeah.
Having that clear vision
yeah,
will help you narrow down your options.
Focus your search.
Exactly.
Instead of just browsing aimlessly.
Aimless browsing can get you in trouble.
So once you have like a general direction,
yeah,
you can start exploring the different categories.
They've got outdoor projects, furniture, small crafts.
It's like a virtual woodworking department store.
It is.
And don't forget the search function.
Oh, yeah. The search function can be your best friend.
If you're looking for something specific, it's like a bookcase with adjustable shelves.
Use those keywords.
Yeah.
So you found a few plans that catch your eye.
Yeah.
Take some time to really examine them.
Don't just look at the photos.
Yeah, don't just glance at the photos.
Look at the details.
Yeah, look at the level of detail, the complexity of the design.
What materials do you need?
The materials required.
How long is it going to take?
The estimated time.
Make sure the plan aligns with your skill level.
Yeah.
And the tools you've got.
And the resources you have available.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to start small.
That's good advice.
If you're a beginner,
yeah,
pick a simple project.
Yeah, get a win under your belt.
Get a small victory.
Yeah.
And that'll boost your confidence.
Yeah.
And motivate you to try something more challenging later on.
And it's okay to change your mind.
Oh, yeah.
If you start a project
yeah,
and you realize it's not what you thought it was going to be.
Or it's more challenging than you anticipated.
Yeah.
Set it aside.
Set it aside. Try something else.
There's no shame in adjusting your course.
There's plenty of other projects out there.
Plenty of woodworking fish in the sea.
Or trees in the forest.
Or trees in the forest.
Which brings up an interesting question.
What's that?
Following plans versus designing your own projects.
Ah, yes. The age-old dilemma.
To follow or to forge your own path.
So let's break it down.
Okay.
What are some of the advantages of using pre-designed plans?
Like the ones that TedsWoodworking offers.
Well, one of the biggest advantages is that they provide a clear roadmap.
Okay.
For your project.
They lay it all out for you.
Yeah, they outline the steps.
The materials you need.
The dimensions.
It takes the guesswork out of it.
It takes the guesswork out.
Which is great if you're just starting out.
Yeah, especially for beginners
who
are still building their skills and confidence.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of security. Yeah. Knowing that you're following a proven plan.
It's like having a woodworking recipe to follow.
Oh, yeah.
And just like with cooking, having a recipe can help you avoid disaster.
Avoid a culinary disaster.
And create a delicious meal.
I like that.
Plans can also save you a lot of time and effort.
Got it.
You don't have to spend hours designing your own project from scratch.
Right.
You can just pick a plan that meets your needs.
Okay.
And get started right away.
Yeah, if you're impatient like me.
Exactly.
And they can help you achieve those professional-looking results.
Absolutely.
Because they were designed by pros.
Yeah, well-designed plans are created by experienced woodworkers.
Right, people who know what they're doing.
People who have honed their craft over years, if not decades.
So you're benefiting from their experience.
Exactly.
Even if you're a beginner.
And if you're thinking about selling your work,
okay,
using plans can help you ensure consistency
right.
and quality.
So each piece is going to meet the same standards.
Exactly, which is important for building a brand.
Okay.
So there are some compelling reasons to use pre-designed plans.
There are.
But what about the flip side?
Yeah, what about the cons?
What are some of the potential downsides of relying solely on plans?
Okay.
Well, one potential downside is that they can feel a little restrictive.
Okay.
You're kind of bound by somebody else's design.
Yeah, you're not really expressing yourself.
You're not expressing your own creativity.
It's like a paint-by-numbers set.
Oh, yeah.
You end up with a nice picture.
Yeah.
But it's not really yours.
It's not truly your own creation.
And for people who really want to express their individuality through their work.
That lack of creative freedom can be a drawback.
Okay.
And relying solely on plans can hinder your growth.
As a woodworker.
As a woodworker.
Okay.
It's like relying on a GPS
to
navigate. You'll get to your destination,
right,
but you'll never really learn how to read a map.
Or find your way intuitively. Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Plans aren't always perfect.
No, they're not.
They can have errors. They can have omissions.
They can be unclear.
And
if you don't have enough experience to spot those issues and make adjustments,
it can lead to a lot of frustration.
Yeah, a lot of frustration.
And wasted time and materials.
So use plans as a guide, not a rigid set of rules.
All right, so let's talk about designing your own projects.
Okay.
What are the advantages there?
Well, the most obvious advantage is the freedom.
The creative freedom.
The freedom and creativity that it allows.
Yeah.
You're not bound by someone else's vision.
Right.
You can let your imagination run wild and create something truly unique.
It's like writing your own story.
Exactly.
Versus reading somebody else's.
And that sense of ownership and creative expression
they gotta be rewarding.
Can be incredibly rewarding. And designing your own projects can really deepen your understanding of woodworking principles.
Okay.
You have to think critically about the process. You have to consider the materials.
You've got to solve problems creatively.
And then there's the satisfaction of building something
from scratch.
Completely from scratch.
It's like you're bringing something into the world.
Yeah, you're turning a vision in your mind into a tangible object.
Okay, so designing your own projects.
Yeah.
It's creative. It's challenging.
It's personally fulfilling.
It is.
But what are the downsides?
So what are some of the challenges?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is that it can be time-consuming.
Okay.
And demanding.
Right.
It requires a big investment of time and mental energy.
You got to visualize the whole thing.
Yeah, you got to be able to visualize it.
Create the drawings.
Figure out the construction methods.
Choose material.
Select the appropriate materials.
That's a lot.
It's a multifaceted process.
Yeah.
And if you're new to woodworking or you lack confidence in your design skills.
This could be pretty daunting.
It can be a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
It's like setting off on an uncharted journey
right.
without a map or a compass.
You could get lost.
You could get lost very easily.
And it's also more prone to errors.
Yeah, you're not following a plan.
Right.
So it's easier to make miscalculations, overlook important details.
Or just encounter unforeseen challenges.
Exactly.
Which could lead to wasted time and materials.
Yeah, and frustration.
And so designing your own projects, it's great.
It is.
But there are some challenges.
It's important to be aware of those challenges.
Right.
So we've explored both sides.
Yeah. Following plans versus designing your own.
Is one approach inherently better than the other?
That's the question.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of better or worse.
Okay.
It's about finding the approach that aligns with your individual skills, experience, preferences, and goals.
Yeah.
So if you're a beginner, starting with plans is a great way to learn.
Okay.
Build your confidence.
Get a feel for the process.
Get a feel for the process.
Yeah. And then as you get more experience, you can start incorporating your own ideas.
Exactly.
Maybe modify some existing plans. Yeah. And then eventually start sketching out your own designs.
Who knows?
You could be the next TedsWoodworking.
You could be creating your own plans.
And inspiring a whole new generation of woodworkers.
Yeah.
Okay, so TedsWoodworking.
Yeah.
They offer a ton of plans.
A ton of plans.
But what about the community aspect?
Yeah.
Do they foster a sense of community among their users?
That's a good question.
I mean, they mentioned a membership area.
Yeah, they did mention a membership area.
And the custom plan requests.
Yeah.
So maybe that's their way.
Maybe they are trying to create some level of interaction and engagement.
It's like the difference between buying a tool at a store and joining a woodworking guild.
Yeah, with a guild, you get that network.
Right, you got that support.
Support shared knowledge.
A sense of belonging.
A sense of belonging.
Which can be really valuable for beginners.
Oh, absolutely.
When you're just starting out.
When you're just starting out and you're feeling a little overwhelmed.
Right.
Imagine being able to connect with other TedsWoodworking members.
Yeah.
Sharing your progress photos.
Yeah.
Asking for advice.
Maybe even collaborating.
Yeah, collaborating on designs.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be very cool.
So it's not something they explicitly talk about.
But it's definitely something to consider when you're thinking about the overall value of what they offer.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
The nuts and bolts of TedsWoodworking.
The broader world of woodworking.
Importance of community.
We've looked at it all.
We have.
We weighed the pros and cons.
Encourage you to think critically.
But as always, we want to leave you with something to ponder.
A little food for thought.
A little food for thought.
Given how woodworking resources have evolved.
Yeah.
From printed plans to online platforms like TedsWoodworking.
Right.
What does the future hold?
What does the future hold for woodworking?
Will technology continue to revolutionize it?
Or will those core values of craftsmanship,
the hands-on skill, always remain?
How will the community aspect evolve in this digital age?
Will we see more interactive platforms?
Virtual workshops.
AI-powered design tools.
It's exciting to think about.
It is.
The world of woodworking is constantly changing.
And it's up to you to find your own unique path.
So what are some final words of advice that we can offer to our listeners?
Well, I think the most important thing is to trust your gut.
Yeah.
If something about TedsWoodworking speaks to you.
Yeah. If it feels right.
If it sparks your interest.
Yeah. If it gets you excited.
Go for it.
You get that 60-day money-back guarantee.
It's a woodworking adventure.
Yeah.
With a safety net.
With a safety net.
But if you're having doubts.
Yeah.
If something feels off.
If it just doesn't feel right.
It's okay to walk away.
Yeah, walk away.
No pressure.
No pressure.
You're in control.
You're in control of your woodworking destiny.
It's your journey.
Choose the tools and resources
that will help you.
That will help you.
Create the projects of your dream.
And remember, woodworking is supposed to be enjoyable.
Don't stress about it.
Don't overthink it.
Trust your gut.
Follow your passion.
And have fun.
Have fun. It's interesting. You know, we've been talking a lot about like the individual aspects of woodworking.
Yeah.
But there's this whole other social side to it.
Yeah, there's a whole community out there.
Yeah, a community of makers and creators.
It's not just you alone in your workshop.
Right.
Even though you might be physically alone.
Yeah, exactly.
There are other people out there who get it.
And it's amazing how that sense of community can really enrich the whole woodworking experience.
Okay.
Imagine sharing your latest project with other enthusiasts.
Okay.
Getting feedback.
Yeah.
Learning from each other's triumphs and mistakes.
Which brings us back to TedsWoodworking.
Yeah.
They mentioned that membership area.
They did.
And that custom plan request option.
So maybe that's their way of trying to foster that sense of community among their users.
It's like the difference between buying a tool at a store and joining a woodworking guild.
Right.
The guild gives you that network.
That network of support.
Yeah, you've got people to talk to.
Shared knowledge.
That sense of belonging.
Yeah, that feeling of belonging.
Which can be so important.
It can.
When you're just starting out.
Especially for beginners, when you're feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, you don't know where to turn.
Yeah, you need some guidance.
Imagine being able to connect with other Ted's Woodworking members.
Yeah.
Sharing your progress pics.
Asking for advice.
Yeah.
Maybe even collaborating on a design.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
So it's not something they explicitly emphasize.
Right.
But it's definitely something to keep in mind.
Okay.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the specifics of Ted's Woodworking to the wider world of woodworking.
A community.
The community aspect.
We've looked at the features. We've weighed the pros and cons.
Yeah.
We've encouraged you to think critically.
Think critically about what matters most to you.
But as always, we want to leave you with something to think about.
A final thought.
Okay.
Considering how woodworking resources have evolved.
Right.
From printed plans to these online platforms like Ted's Woodworking.
What does the future hold?
What does the future of woodworking look like?
Will technology continue to change the game?
Or will that hands-on skill?
Yeah, that connection with the wood.
Always be at the heart of it.
How will the community aspect evolve in this increasingly digital world?
I mean, will we see even more interactive platforms?
Virtual workshops.
AI design assistants.
It's exciting to think about.
It is exciting.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, woodworking is constantly evolving.
And we hope this deep dive has given you the info you need.
The knowledge and the confidence.
To find your own path.
In the world of woodworking.
So remember, woodworking is a journey.
Not a destination.
Embrace the process.
Enjoy the challenges.
And most importantly, have fun.
Have fun creating.
Okay. That's it for our deep dive into Ted's Woodworking.
Yeah.
We hope you found it helpful.
Insightful.
And until next time, keep those creative sparks flying.
Happy woodworking.